Okay, this is a video. I was reading a book, and it was the Wonderland Tarot, which I have reviewed this book and the deck probably last week sometime. The book is by Barbara Moore. You know, she's been around the block with tarot for since the 1990s. She does write wonderful books. Anyways, I was reading the book and I was really struck by um, her discussion of the numbers and the suits and the numbers, and there was some other thing she talked about, the court cards. No, just the numbers generally. Um, it's interesting how another aspect to the suits. As we know, they're the elements: fire, water, air, and earth. And then she talks about here, and I'm sure other books talk about it as well, but you know, when you're starting out, you read so many books, it's kind of a blur after a while, and then the more you read and the more you learn, then you start seeing the nuances, or you start honing in on the particulars. And I'm sure I read this other places. Well, I think I read it other places, but for some reason this made a difference for me. And what it essentially says, it says that depending on your question, let's say you're asking a romantic question and you want to know about romance, or you want to know about a relationship. Well, you're looking for emotional content in the cards. You're looking for emotional cards like cups. So when you're asking a question about emotions, you would be looking for cups. But when you ask a question about emotions, you may not get cups. You may get pentacles, which is very practical, or you may get fire, which means sexuality, or you may get air, which means it's cerebral. So depending on the question, you need to, when you think about the question, whether the question can be like an earth question, or a wand question, or a water question, or a fire question, and then you see if the cards reiterate that, and if they don't, then they show some differences. So I thought that was interesting. I mean, maybe people realize that already. I don't know. So anyways, I have a deck here. This is the beautiful Darkness of Light Tarot. The cards are, I did a walkthrough of this deck. Oh, they're just so beautiful. They're Rider-Waite. It's a Rider-Waite deck. And it's just has beautiful cardstock, soft. It's kind of a matte finish, beautiful drawings. Color is the hints of color in it. Eight of Wands, Four of Cups. It's just beautiful deck. So I want to use this deck. Now, the other thing I'm going to talk about, not very long, but just briefly, is I tend to, when I wake up in the morning, I have ideas. Ooh, this is stiff. I have ideas, and I always think they're brilliant ideas. Oh, this is a great idea. And I usually act on them because I figure it's coming from a place of sleep, coming from my subconscious, coming from my higher power, a lower power, I don't know. So whenever I have an idea, and I always get ideas when I first wake up, ideas for stories or ideas of what to do, you know, in my waking hours. And today I woke up thinking that I wanted to start a meditation group in my barn. Now, I have a barn. It's not really open during the winter because there's marginal heat in there. But I do open up to sell my artwork, you know, in the nicer weather, the spring through the fall. So I was thinking, wouldn't it be great to have like a meditation group starting? I want to start it in May and go till the end of September. And it's just a group once a week to encourage people to come down, to learn about meditation and actually do meditation. I have a meditation book I've written, and meditation has really, really dramatically changed my life. I'm a big proponent of meditation. So I wrote a book, 101 Ways to Meditate, And that is just the tip of the iceberg. And you can there's infinite numbers of ways of meditating. It's all about calming your mind, calming your body, and having a focus. And that focus could be really just about anything. Anyway, so long story short, I want to ask the question, how will, and I have interest, so I posted it on Facebook. We have a local page for happenings in our town, and so I posted it there. I said, if anyone's interested, let me know, and I'd like to do it on Tuesdays at such and such a time. For such, and so I said, well, let me know if you're interested. And I have a lot of interest, so I will be doing it. I don't know who's going to actually show up, but I want to know how, if this is a good idea. How will this work out? How will my meditation classes work out? I'm doing it mostly for myself because if I'm having people over to meditate, I'm going to pick up my game as far as, talking about meditation. And I'm going to, have music going and have it laid out in the barn so people will be comfortable. It's not a money-making venture. It's more for the community and for myself to meditate. If I'm giving a class on meditation once a week, you better believe I'm going to be meditating myself every day, just to stay fresh and to learn as I go, so that I can then pass on the information that I'm learning and how I'm learning to the class or to the group. So how will my meditation class go? Group. It's more of a group. And I'm going to do the 3 cards that Vincent Pizzisi had shown us. He said 3, 6, 9 cards, past, present, and future. I really like the way he described that. And I'm also going to consider using this Wonderland Tarot. The question is a kind of a practical question, but we'll see what comes up as far as the other suits, the elements. 4 of Cups, past. 4 of Wands, present. And 5 of Cups, future. Okay, and I may even add on to these. It's such a beautiful deck. The coloration of this deck, as you can see, it's very Rider Waite. Now, we're talking about how will my meditation classes go? And I'm getting, interestingly enough, I'm getting 2 4s and 1 5. I'm getting 2 cups and 1 wands. Now, the 4s are interesting. I'm going to look in here because it does talk about the numbers of the cards and what they mean. 4s mean stability, structure, and stagnation. 5s mean conflict, loss, and chaos. Okay, so stability and structure. Now, I have given many classes. I'm not a teacher. I'm a social worker by trade, but over the years I've taught many things. I had groups for kids, and I've taught writing and all kinds of things. So this says to me, at least the past, 4 of Cups in the past. 4 of Cups is a stable number. It's now. I'm going to use stability and structure. I see that as I'm always prepared for my classes. Whenever I do a presentation, I probably over-prepare because I never want to run out of things to say, and I want to have enough in my mind to talk for as long as I need to talk, or to be prepared for any questions that may come my way. So I'm always prepared. Whenever I do art classes, I have everything written down almost to the minute what I'll be talking about. It just preparation makes me feel competent. So as long as I prepare, then I feel like I'll have a successful class. And that's how I approach my classes. So in the past, I've always been very structured with my preparation. down to, I wouldn't say the minute, but I have a flow chart, what to do, and then I have maybe what segues topics I could go off into if I wanted to, and I have a whole way of starting a class, like introducing myself, having the class introduce themselves. So there's a whole process I do for my classes and my presentations. And that's shown in this. The other thing that shows in this is cups, is emotions. It's something I love to do. So I have this ability to prepare a structured idea and something I love to teach or love to do. And that's exactly what has been in my past as far as classes. I only really do classes for something that I have a passion about, and I do prepare for them. The Four of Wands is passion again, and it is the present. So I am hopeful, and this would portray that it would be a very good idea to do something that I have an interest in. When you take something that you have a passion about and you put it out there, I think it comes back to you. So it's not like I'm going to be teaching about something I don't believe in. I mean, that would be a different story. Of course, why would people teach something they don't believe in? I don't know. But I'm not teaching about tarot because I don't feel like I'm nearly competent in that. But I do feel like whenever I feel competent and passionate about a topic, that's a good sign. And that, again, shows me being able to package it and explain it. The stability aspect to these numbers is really important because if you're presenting something, and we all know, I mean, I went to college, I'm sure many of you have gone to college. There were professors that were brilliant. They were brilliant in their field. They wrote books. They knew the topic inside and out, but they were terrible because they were just all over the place. They weren't cohesive. They were in their heads too much. They didn't consider themselves, they didn't see themselves as students. They just saw themselves as, I don't know what saw themselves as, but oftentimes they weren't prepared, and they were just talking open-endedly. Didn't seem like there was a lot of preparation. So the past, I can see this in the past with all my presentations, and I can see this in the present where I have in the present, when I enjoy what I'm doing, have a passion for something, I do well. Now the future is the Five of Cups. And the fives are some chaos, some change, wand energy. It says conflict, loss, or chaos. And I think what this means is at any time did I have a class where it didn't turn out like I wanted it, if I was disappointed. And the only times that it happened was when I had a class and no one showed up. I mean, that wasn't chaotic. That was just, I felt bad. No one showed up to the class. I was so excited about it, and then no one showed up. So it was more of disappointment when that happens. And that will happen if I'm not publicizing the event. So I think what this is telling me is that I need to make sure right now I put it up on the Facebook site, and I need to put it out more than once. Usually I just put something up once, I see who I get, and then, I work with that crowd. But I think what this is telling me is to not get discouraged, to put my name out there, put this presentation or this group out there, and do it a good job. In other words, put it up there more than once, talk about it maybe to other people, and get people excited about the group. Because I really do believe that meditation can really change our lives. Well, it's changed my life anyways. Okay, so let's go back. Let's see what else we have here. We're going to do another spread over this spread. And isn't that wonderful? So these cards would, these two cards would deal with the same question, or the same situation. So this would be the past, this would be the present, this would be the future. So here we have the Four of Cups and the Six of Wands. And now sixes, let's see what sixes have to say. Sixes means problem solving and communication, unequal relationships. Problem solving, communication. Okay, so here we have the Six of Wands. What's interesting about this deck, these cards I'm pulling, I'm asking a question about how this meditation group will go. And if you notice, I'm getting Wands and Cups, mostly Wands. I'm getting 3 Wands, 2 Cups, and then the Strength card. That's pretty awesome. So, and this is all love and passion. And that's what I have. I have love and passion for the topic of meditation, for meditation. So the Six of Wands is, I'd say, past successes. I prepare well, and I have the love of it, and I also am passionate about it. And that's always a good thing to have both those going for you. And that's what I've had in the past. When I've been successful, I had a passion for the topic, and I had a love for the topic. And then we have the 4 and 5 of Wands. So another great wand energy, which is passion energy. It may get a little, the 5s mean change, chaos, perhaps. But I see that as a learning process. So meditation isn't just all, rainbows and lollipops. Meditation, and it's not all hard. It's easy work actually, but it's a deep work. It's transcendent work. So I see this as going in with a plan, and then having things come up, changes, maybe questions that people will have, or concerns that people will have, or maybe someone will go through a difficult time when they're meditating. But I see that as an opportunity to further the meditation and to further the experience of meditation. So I see that as a good thing. Since I always am prepared, maybe perhaps overly prepared, maybe I just have to let things happen on their own and not have so much control over something. But I sort of go with the flow. So I think this is just telling me go with the flow. Don't get too concerned about time. Okay, we're going to spend 10 minutes here and 5 minutes here and then 20 minutes for meditation. I mean, be a little looser with the time frames, which of course I am as well. And then the future is strength. Is just la fuerza. It's being strong. This is the mind and body connection, which again is perfect for meditation, because that's what it is. It's the mind-body connection, mind-body-soul connection, actually. So it connects all 3 levels. And that's a wonderful card to have. So I'm thinking that this will go really well. Now, according to this book, if I had picked maybe the air sign, the intellectual sign, that may not fare as well. But then again, that's a good communication sign too. So I could communicate what meditation is. But meditation is not something you teach. It's not a mind thing. In fact, you have to quiet the mind. It's not an actively mind game or mind exercise. It's quieting the mind and quieting the body. And it's touching your heart, going inside yourself. I also think if I had got the Pentacles, that would have been more practical, and that may have put a weight on this reading. So that's interesting to me, because what I have here are Cups and Wands, which for meditation classes seem so much more powerful. Do I push my luck and do a 9 card, or see what else? Just do one more set. The Star, the Tower, and Temperance. So we have 3 major arcanas. So let's look at this section here. We have 4 of Cups, 6 of Wands, and La Estrella, which is the star. So in the past, I've had success with doing classes, and I follow my heart, I prepare, and good things happen. this card, this section here is present. It's the Four of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Tower. Now the Tower is a dramatic change. Maybe now I'm trying to think of other times. Well, that would be the past, but is there something I should anticipate, or am I thinking about this today? Do I consider how this might fail? Is there a way that this could fail? Or maybe I see it actually, because all these cards are so wonderful, that I see it as, I think someone who comes to the class will have a breakthrough, because I've had breakthroughs. I've had many tower moments in meditation. So I see this as my own study, my own practice of meditation that I will continue to pursue with my passion, and continue to see to bring down towers, to have a dramatic change. So that's very exciting. And finally, we have in the future, we have the Five of Cups, we have the Strength card, and we have Temperance, which is the moderation. It's the everything is calm and smooth sailing. So that is fabulous. So in the future, we have, it's all good. It's all good stuff. Wow, that was fun. I don't know if this made any sense to you, but it makes sense to me. So this deck, oh, this deck is so beautiful. I think I should have shuffled it a little bit more, but maybe not. Maybe I did shuffle it. Did I shuffle this deck? Well, maybe it could have been shuffled a little bit better. Anyways, this is the Darkness of Light Tarot. I got some of the, I was referring a little bit to the tarot, the Wonderland in Tarot. There are 3 pages here that I really like. Pages 28, 29, and, no, 20, yeah, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay. If this is good, I'm going to put it online. If it's terrible, I'll just I'll delete it. Hopefully I won't delete it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.